He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today. The better way to service.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Header this week on WQEL and the OH.REPORT. Last night we had Colonel Crawford River. Tonight here at Northmor High School for the Upper Sandusky Rams and the Northmor Golden Knights. I'm Josh Stallings alongside Jeff Roberts, John Kreider back at station control. And as I mentioned, a rematch from a year ago. Northmor victorious 42-21. They're bringing back a ton. Northmor, Bo Landon, Jackson Wanger, of course, A.J. Bauer running that offense. They got a couple defenders that are very talented in the box. And this is going to be a little bit of an uphill battle for Upper Sandusky.
Oh, no question about it, because the one thing Upper has struggled in over these last few years is defense. And quite honestly, when you get this many weapons on the Golden Knight team, I mean, how do you stop it? And, hopefully the Rams have been able to make the necessary improvements in order to be able to do it.
We'll take one quick timeout here as we get set for the Northmor Golden Knights and the Upper Sandusky Rams. And we'll be right back on WQEL and the OH Report.
This is Todd Nye back in the...
everybody, to Northmor High School for this Week 1 matchup between the Northmor Golden Knights and the Upper Sandusky Rams. Thank you to the Northmor Golden Knight Marching Band for that rendition of tonight's national anthem on a beautiful night for high school football here in late August. And Jeff, we were talking about it a little bit before the break.
Yeah.
Let's get back on what exactly this Northmor team brings back, because, you know, for lack of a better term, they can be loaded.
Oh, well, look, this team won 2 playoff games a year ago before they were knocked out. I mean, ended up the season at 10-3. That's a pretty good team from a year ago, and they're bringing back all-Ohio quarterback in that situation. Like I said, weapons all over the place. They're just going to be a really difficult challenge to try to deal with. Every team in our area has guys that they have to replace. The difference is that when you look at Northmor, the guys that they're replacing, it's not to say those guys weren't important. They were immensely important. But this team has been able to rebuild consistently and have always seemed to have guys in the pipeline who are ready to go. And in this season, they're bringing back some kind of the studs, the names that we know. Those guys are back this year. So quite honestly, when you look at an A.J. Bauer who throws 30 touchdowns and, 2,000 yards a year ago, that's just one of many weapons that, that's in front of, the Upper Sandusky Rams that they got to try to figure out what to do about tonight.
On the outside, he's going to have Bo Landon and Jackson Wanger to throw the football to, and those are two guys that return a lot of production from this offense.
Oh, no question about it. I mean, look, when you look at the way Northmor moved the ball a year ago, just those two guys alone, it's kind of funny because they were looking at the numbers. It was one thing that it's like, oh, okay, Bo Landon had 25 catches or something like that, but he was averaging 25 yards a catch, and Wanger was averaging 20 yards a catch basically. So it's not that these guys caught a decent amount of passes. They don't maybe only catch 3-4 passes a game, but when they caught one, it was going for big yardage. So it's like at the end of a game, 4 catches, 100 yards. So
Bauer's going to look down the field. He wants to get the ball on the outside. These are 2 big play guys. There was only 3 receivers in the KMAC last year over 600 yards. 2 of them are on the field tonight.
Exactly. So when you kind of take that, this is a real challenge for Upper Sandusky. And I think one of the problems that the Rams have been dealing with for the last several years is that every game has always been sort of about being a track meet. It's like, okay, can we score as many points as we're going to let up? Because, you would watch every game and it's like, this team can put up points, but can they get any stops? The real challenge for the Rams this year, yes, you got to replace Caden Holman, but also the bigger challenge is, can they find some more balance on this team between not just a running game and passing game, but between an offense and defense? Can the defense get them some stops, which they were not getting a year ago and really for the last couple of years?
We are set for the opening kickoff here from Northmor. Northmor will receive the opening kick and head north. Northmor in their home black unis. They got the maize trim black caps. Upper Sandusky home whites with the black helmets and the orange striping. Jackson Wanger back deep, as well as is number 21, Cohen Becker, and Kobe Vital Cheese will send it deep for the Rams. Upper Sandusky defend. We are in the upper press box, so they will defend the end zone to our left.
One thing about Upper Sandusky that we never really talk about that much. I mean, as the biggest team in the N10, numbers are not really an issue. They match up numbers-wise very well. Northmor has a pretty decent-sized squad.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be an issue for the Rams.
A deep kick. It's going to send the returner into the end zone. And Cohen Becker, he just lets it go out of the back. So a huge kick off the big legs of Vital Cheese. And Northmor will take over 1st and 10 from the 20.
Yeah, when you just look at it, you can see both teams have got some decent-sized bodies out there.
Decent.
I mean, it's,
Man, Upper's roster, they got some big boys down there.
Darn right. I mean, just watching the guys come out, and, it's not going to be necessarily the type of guys who are walking on the field right now. They're not really 300-pounders, but they're solid 220-pounders. And sometimes that's even a little bit better because they're not only just strong, but they move well, too.
Bauer leads the offense out on the field. The 6'1", 175-pound quarterback going to hand it off on his first play from scrimmage, giving it to Carson Campbell. He went up the right side A-gap, and Campbell falling forward for a couple, call it 4. And Bauer, as we talked about, led the KMAC in passing a year ago. 112 for 190, 1,985 yards for a completion percentage of 59. 29 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. He's in the gun here on 2nd and 6. Campbell on his right hip, doubles on either side. Now they're going to change the play. Bauer claps for it, has it, steps up to pass, into the flats, near side pass complete to number 30. That is Cameron Goldblock. And Goldblock, a big contributor on the defensive side, hauls in the first pass of the night from Bauer, and that's going to be a first down.
Not an easy situation if you're looking at Upper Sandusky's defensive alignment, because they're looking at receivers all over the place that it's like, man, all of these guys are talented. They can all catch the ball. They can all do some damage.
Again, Northmor in the spread. Upper 3 down linemen in a stand-up end. They're going to motion to trips on the right side. Bauer has it. Looking right side. Steps up in the pocket. Heaves a deep one. He's got a man wide open. Oh, middle. Oh, through his hands. Intended for number 3, Jackson Wanger. He was 5 steps behind the DBs. And Wanger, I think he was looking at that bright Mays end zone before he hauled it in.
Well, he's right in the middle of the field, and the ball's coming, right from the top, and that's a tough angle. It's not like when you're on a sideline because you're able to kind of look over a shoulder. That one's kind of popping right over the top of you. It's a little more challenging as a receiver. Still should have caught it, and I know he would probably tell you the same thing. But, again, missed opportunity for 6.
Lone receiver right. They're going to hand it off here. Hit and dropped at the 40 is Campbell. Brought down by a couple Upper Rams. In there first, I believe, number 40, Nathan Lewis. Lewis, a 3-year letter winner, 5'10", 205. He is a linebacker with a lot of experience. Look for him to lead this defense.
Yep. Again, Rams doing a pretty good job holding up at least early on. 2 runs in the game. I mean, Northmore's getting yardage, but they're not gashing Upper. They're flowing to the ball pretty well.
Doubles here on 3rd and a long 6. Upper again with 3 down linemen, almost running like a 5-2-4.
Yeah.
Deep ball again to Wanger near side. He's got a step. Wanger hauls it in, sheds a tackle, and he's in for 6. Jackson Wanger hauls in the deep ball over number 4, Peyton Bosley, and he just beat him deep. In a dot.
It was a perfect pass, but also they saw it earlier. They were like, they're going to try to single cover our receivers with these defensive backs. Well, let's go over the top. And you could see just Wengler was just kind of Wanger was sliding away from him, moving away. And by the time the ball came in, he's 2 yards beyond him. Defensive back reaches out to get a handle on him, but he breaks that tackle and into the end zone. Great play right there for Northmor. Big attack down the field.
Bauer on for the extra point. Punches it through. Bauer and Wanger combine on the extra point attempt to make it 7-0. And those two tandem the bus here. I mean, did they drive it?
I
know they're at home, but man, they'll do it all. 7-0 here early in the first quarter. 10:19 on the clock. You're listening to WQEL and the OH Report.
I'm Andrew Bauer, and you're watching Golden Knight football on the OH Report, live and free. I'm Jack Swinger, and you're watching Golden Knight football on OH Report. I'm Nicholas Armez. You're watching Northmor football on the OH Report.
bounces it to the right side, gets off a tackle, and goes out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. Now it's time to talk about this Upper offense who returns those two key guys. Max Martinez, Caleb Francis, two big receivers for them last year. It is a new quarterback throwing him the ball. Caleb, he's gone.
Yeah.
So it is Justin Heilman at the helm this year, and we know how big of an arm Holman had, but we'll see what this offense develops and how it looks here early on at the helm of Justin Heilman. Heilman's going to send two to the left, one to the right, back behind him in the pistol. He's going to turn, give it off on first down. Running it up the middle, Ethan Lewis. Lewis falls over the 30 for a nice gain on first down.
Yeah, going behind big right tackle, Upper Sandusky, biggest guy on the field right there. Hayes Schuster, 6'5", 285 pounds over on right tackle. That's a guy that you're usually going to have some success running behind, and if Upper Sandusky can develop a solid running game throughout the season, it's going to really open it up for these good receivers.
They're going to shift the formation. Now they'll bunch the trips on the left side. Has the snap, toss play to the left. Looking for an opening on the zone block. Nowhere to go. Not a lot of flow to that left side into that trips, and Northmor shut it down. Great job by that front to read that play and kind of flow with the blocking.
Yep.
They sense the crackback block from the receivers, able to fight through, knock him down for no gain, maybe even a short loss.
Yeah, right side of the line really held up strong on that play.
Ball at the 35. Lewis in a pistol with Heilman. Claps for it. A hard count. Didn't get him to jump. Now they'll look to the sideline and reset. Trips to the left. Lone receiver right side is 14, Josh Heilman. Heilman a big target. Maybe a mismatch on the corner. Heilman steps up, throws, and it's almost intercepted. Threw it behind the intended receiver. Kind of slung it, but we do have a flag in the backfield. In the area of a hold, I did not see a late hit.
Steps up, throws, and almost intercepted. Threw it behind the intended.
So the pass on 3rd and 4. Official's going to talk about it. And it is against the Rams. Decline. And Upper, quick 3 and out. They'll be forced to punt.
Heilman, kind of, you could see, he's brand new at that quarterback position. I'm not saying he's doesn't have some snaps in the past, but it's not like he's got, 2 years of experience. And you can see as the pressure started to get to him a little bit, that sidearm throw probably not completely necessary.
No.
He probably could have stepped up, put himself into a little bit better position to direct that ball down the field.
Receiver was open. Josh Heilman will punt it high and bounce it at the 39. Take a little bit of an upper bounce down to the 35. And that's where Northmor will take over. 1st and 10, their second possession of the night.
Small details, but, Scott Ambrose, coach for Northmor, has done an outstanding job over these, these years. And it's these little details that sometimes make the difference between the really good teams and the teams that are struggling. There on a short punt, the team they were communicating well. Those deep returners yelled at all the guys, get out of the way, and everybody started sprinting to the sidelines. It was like, okay, I don't want this ball to bounce off me, so they were getting way out of the way of that. It's a little detail, but it matters.
5-play, 80-yard drive to open this ball game up. Northmor has it again. They're going to hand off. Back this time has a lot of running room. That's Becker. Becker to the outside, cross 50, and he goes down at the 46 of the Rams. And it was a huge, they parted the seas in the center of the field. Huge gap for Becker.
Tell you what, while Upper Sandusky did such a good job against the running game, or I thought they were doing a good job against the running game against Campbell on the first drive, you let up that one big pass, and sometimes those linebackers and everybody has to start kind of thinking a little bit more about passing, opens up holes.
Run it again, Upper all over this one, and Becker dropped for a loss. Near side official is going to give him the 50, but still a loss of 2 on that play. Reinhardt on the stop.
Yeah, there were several guys back there. Braxton Rimmer back there for sure.
Excuse me.
And they were kind of bringing the blitz. The linebackers were coming through, but it was a run blitz. They were expecting another running play, and they called it right.
Lone receiver to the left. That's the wide side of the field in man-to-man coverage. One high safety for the Rams. They'll motion to doubles on the left. That's Becker. Bauer looks to throw, has some pressure, screen over the middle, pass complete with some running room, gets a block into the open field. He gets another block, flags stay in the pockets, and it is another touchdown for Gold Block. Beautifully designed screenplay, center of the field, and there was nobody home once he got to the second level. Great blocking out there, and another touchdown for Gold Block. Or excuse me, another touchdown for Northmor.
Yep. I'll tell you, you know, you saw it perfectly executed as the defensive line was all sort of kind of just, you get the little pump on them and then you let them through. But Bauer, the experienced quarterback, he's not worried about those guys. He knows exactly where he's going with the ball, drops it right into the hands, and the downfield blocking is perfect.
Wanger to hold, Bauer to kick it through, and he does cleanly. 14-0 with 7:37 to go in this opening quarter from Northmor, and the Knights looking solid on their home field. We'll be back with more first quarter action on WQEL and the OH Report.
This is Bill Barger.
I'm Nicholas Armez. You're watching Northmor football on the OH Report.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today. The better way to service.
Rams, Francis up the middle. He's hit. He's dropped at the 15-yard line. Beautiful kick coverage there. That was number 12, Garrett Deesh. Deesh unblocked. Dropped him at the, call it the 15.5-yard line. And that is where Upper will start first and 10.
Let's see what the Rams can kind of put together. Obviously, starting to feel the pressure right now because the Knights have come out and scored quickly on offense in their two possessions.
Heilman in the gun. Got a back behind him in the pistol. Lewis gets the give off the right side. Nowhere to go. Give him a gain of 2, actually.
Yeah, I saw him, coaching staff kind of during the defensive time when the defense for Upper was on the field. The coaching staff on the sideline for Upper was really talking to the offensive line, trying to, get them a little bit more on the same page, trying to figure out blocking schemes against this Northmor defense, open things up.
Again, the pistol trips to the left, claps for it, has it. Heilman steps up with a nice pocket. Then he is hit and dropped. That is Goldbach. And that is a defensive end who was top 10 in sacks last year. And he coming after Heilman on that play.
Yeah, just a lot of speed coming off the edge and some good moves. If you're in high school and you can do a spin move or you can do a little swim or anything like that, it really causes a lot of problems for linemen at this level because they're not used to seeing it. And he's doing a good job there getting his hands on that lineman before they can get their hands on him.
Lone tight end right. Martinez goes in motion. Pass across the middle.
Oh.
Beautiful catch by Martinez.
Well done.
The safety came in. That was Jackson Wanger. But Martinez, keeping his focus, got bumped on that catch, but still hauls it in and an Upper first down.
Darn right. Nice 24-yard pickup right over the middle. And again, the way the ball was sort of hanging up in the air, I was like, this is either going to be a catch and a completion or potentially an interception because we're just floating in the air a little bit.
He needed to float it over those linebackers, but he almost floated it a little too much.
Absolutely.
They're going to get to the line. Bunch doubles. Handoff and a little end around. That is 7 Francis. Francis knocked down at the 45. Gain of 5 on that play.
Again, I like when you're a team like Upper, you got a good player like Caleb Francis, figure out unique and different ways to get him the ball. It doesn't always have to be in the passing game. Sometimes you can bring guys on end arounds, you can bring them in the backfield, figure out a way to get the ball in his hands 10, 15 times a game.
Well, and Upper needs a big drive here. They can't.
Absolutely.
They can't risk another 3 and out. Well, they already got 1 first down, but they can't risk a short drive and another Northmor touchdown. Lewis, double give, and it's up the middle this time. And that was kind of a mess from the start. It was, I think it was Martinez.
No, it was Martinez. You're right.
And some congestion in the backfield slowed the development of that play, but they still were able to pick up a few. 3.5, 4 yards.
I'll say this, sometimes, when the alignment doesn't go, Ethan Lewis was in the backfield telling those guys, no, you go there, you're supposed to be here. He was basically telling the defense, this is where I got to go with the football, but they didn't catch it.
Oh, and then on 3rd and short, Heilman with a hard count and Upper jumps.
Well,
were they drawn offside?
There was a little bit of movement on Northmore's defensive line, but I don't think any of them.
They didn't react to that movement.
Nobody came across any line of scrimmage or anything like that. And one guy from Upper went, and then the rest of them all went right with him.
Now 3rd and short moves to 3rd and 6. Heilman in the pistol, Lewis behind him. 2 receivers on each side. Has it, looking to throw. Nice pocket on a 4-man rush. Now he's flushed to the right side. In trouble, lobs it up. Almost intercepted.
Oh, did he get a foot in? No.
Caught on this near side by Josh Heilman, but he couldn't keep a foot in. So an incomplete pass on 3rd and 6 will bring up 4th down. And Upper, a beautiful a chance there, 3rd and short, and they give it away.
Yeah, no question about it. Northmor, cornerback, a ball that's really kind of going out of bounds. He tries to pat it up. I think he was trying to intercept it or whatever. Knocked it up in the air and almost gave Upper an opportunity to catch a ball that was completely uncatchable. But like you said, that was Heilman. Pressure was coming, but he still had some space where he could have sat in that pocket a little bit. Still learning.
Great punt there by Heilman. Can they get to it before the end zone? They can't. The gunner got it at about the goal line, and he just couldn't bat it out into the playing field. So it's going to be a touchback. A huge punt there by Heilman.
Yeah, monster kick right there.
And it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 20 for Northmor. 4:32 to go, first quarter.
Yeah, if that thing could have died there, at the 1 yard line or so, that would have been huge. As Upper Sandusky really kind of needs a defensive stop here. Already down 2 touchdowns.
Second time that Northmor has started from their 20. It's their 3rd possession of the ball game. 2 touchdowns already.
As Northmor is coming back out, we saw that game last night, Crawford and River, and we just thought, wow, this Crawford team has just got weapons all over the place. They're going to be really tough. Looking at Northmor, and I'm seeing the same problem for teams that are going to be seeing
colors,
them.
Same colors.
Exactly. It's like, all right.
Trending here in week number 1.
No doubt.
1st and 10 from the 20. Bauer has it, wants to throw it. Pressure off the right side, going to air it out again, up the seam. Created some space, but he couldn't haul it in. His 2nd drop of the night.
A lot of
maybe got away with a little bit of a shove out there. Good coverage, but Wanger, again, lets it go right through his fingers.
Well, there was kind of pushing and shoving down the field, the whole way down. Defensive back was holding on to him a little bit as he was trying to pull away. But at the last second, he just kind of gave him a little shove. And I say all the time, receivers, you can get away with that more often than not. If you don't extend your arms completely, you can push off defenders a lot, and the refs will sort of let it go.
3 down linemen, 1 high safety, and they're going to give it to Becker. Becker off the right side gets over the 25 to the 27-yard line.
Push off defenders a lot, and the refs will sort of let
Max
it go.
Martinez on the stop for the Rams. And Becker, a shifty back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Looks almost like more of a zone blocking scheme on that play. Bauer to the line. This time 2 backs behind him. Double tight. Lone receiver to the left side. Bauer turns, gives to Becker. Becker looking for a block. Nothing there.
Good
and
job.
He's dropped for no gain. That was Campbell. Campbell got that carry.
Nice job by Upper Sandusky. When they kind of know the run is coming, they're playing it relatively well, but Northmor is going to run back up. Hard count, try to get them to jump, or are they going to actually snap this ball? No, they're going to call the timeout.
3:28 to go in the first quarter. Northmor leading 14-0 and facing a 4th and 2. You're listening to high school football on WQEL and the OH Report.
I'm Jack Swinger, and you're watching Golden Knight Football on OH.REPORT.
Northmor, and also live online on the OH.REPORT. We come back looking at 4th and 2. Northmor decides to punt following the timeout. Martinez, Francis drop back for the Rams. They don't come after the kick, and an end-over-end punt will be fielded by Francis with a head of steam. Francis, though, knocked down at the 44-yard line. They'll give him the 45. That's a perfect way to approach that kick, but again, good special teams coverage by the Northmor Golden Knights. Northmor leading this 14-0, but Upper is certainly controlling the field position.
Oh, the difference is there's been a couple of long passes, and that's the one thing I have noticed about the Golden Knights at this point in time. I mean, they're running the football, but then when they throw, it's like, all right, Bauer's like, I'm looking to throw deep, or I don't throw at all. At least so far, it's, every pass he throws is 25, 30 yards down the field. Be interesting to see them mix it up a little bit more.
Handoff, Lewis, up the right side, has some room, lowers the shoulder at the 50, plows over Wenger for an extra 2 yards. Gain of 6 on first down. That's a big run there by Lewis.
Doubt. I'll be honest with you. This Upper Sandusky team, they're having some struggles out there at times right now, but you can see bits and pieces that as this season goes on, if they continue to work at this team's going to come together. There's talent on this team.
Yeah, for sure. And size. Turns, gives again to Lewis, sheds a tackle, plows over, and he's got a first down inside Northmor Golden Knight territory with 2:52 to go in the first.
Yeah, if they can
Lewis, he's not a small kid. Checks in 5'11", 190, lowers the boom there for an extra couple yards. And Northmor, typically known as a physical team, Lewis showing he'll go toe-to-toe.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, the line's pushing around a little bit. They've got some size there. They've got talent on the outside, some athletic kids. I mean, as Heilman continues to kind of improve at quarterback, this team's going to be a tough to beat in the N10.
Back to Lewis. Short gain on that play, looking for the 40, give him the 41. Now checking into the ball game, number 13, Max Martinez. And the slot back, that's number 5, Brody Cox, will check out. No, Cox actually stays in. It was number 8, Dalton Schock, who checked out of the ball game. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Heilman again in the pistol, wants to throw. Lewis stays in the block. High pass intended over there for 13, Max Martinez. Sails innocently to the turf, and he just kind of sailed that pressure bearing down on him.
Well, Heilman kind of has a little bit of a shot put type throw. I mean, it's not a full extension throw. And as a result, when your mechanics are a little off, the ball can sail. It can go in any direction. It can go down. It can go wide. We saw it earlier. He tried to throw a sidearm throw that didn't really hit. That one just kind of took off over the head of his intended receiver, Martinez. And unfortunately, when you're the receiver on the other end, that leaves you wide open for a shot to the rib cage.
Heilman looking to throw against a 4-man rush. Pumps it. Going to run for it into his own sideline. No flag. Gets across the 40 to the 36.
Yeah, Nicholas Ambrose, the coach's son, coming over.
A bit of a shove.
But he was still in bounds.
4th and a long 4.
Yep.
Inside Northmor territory, and it looks like, is Heilman just going to kind of pooch it, or are they going to go for it here? At least a hard count. Trips to the left side. Lone receiver right. It's a hard count. Receivers, they got to sell it.
Yep.
The receivers don't even look like they're ready to go.
Yep.
So defense automatically knows they're not running a play. Now has it, wants to throw, comeback route, near side, had it for the first down, easy. Intended for Josh Heilman, but Justin sails it too high, too far outside, and they're going to turn it over on downs. He had it.
Oh, yeah.
The DB was 5 yards back.
You know what? They were giving him the space, and they were going to give him the first down. They just were like, we're not going to give you a touchdown, but we'll give you this. And it should have been a relatively easy just pitch and catch. But, again, quarterback who's still kind of learning his way a little bit, and, again, trying to kind of get the accuracy down. hopefully as the season goes on for Upper Sandusky, that comes along for Justin Heilman, or maybe even as this game comes along. Again, you know, he's got less than a quarter of action playing that quarterback position at the varsity level, you know, in a starting role. So going to be a little bit of a curve for him and see if he can figure it out.
Still plenty of game left, only trailing by 2 scores. Bauer going to hand off. That's Becker, and Becker's wrapped up in the backfield. Lewis in there, as well as 40. That's Nathan Lewis and his brother Ethan.
Yep.
On the stop.
Nathan Lewis coming around that edge. I mean, he was right there, just outstretched arms. You know, he ran right into him, brought him down.
Nathan Lewis, solid kid, 5'10", 205. Kind of that stand-up end, outside linebacker position. He's going to bring a delayed blitz. And it is a screen pass. Wanger gets off 1, gets off 2. Wanger up the center of the field. Inside upper territory. He's brought down at the 47-yard line. Tackle made by number 5, Brody Cox. Probably a touchdown-saving score.
Oh, yeah. And that's the type of stuff that I was like, I just wanted to see Northmor throw in a little bit. Not because, you know, they've needed it so far in this game, but I just think that it's nice to put some things on film of that they're not just every pass play is going to be going deep. It's just like, hey, look, we'll mix it up in this realm too. They only threw the one screen earlier, but there it is again. Nice pitch and catch to Wingler.
Now they're going to shift. Campbell in the backfield. Probably a false start. Doesn't get called. Bauer going to air it out. Flag route is open. Incomplete, though, looking for Becker on the flag. Cox in coverage. And it'll stop it with 38 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Becker had him beat, and that's the matchup they want right there.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see they're looking at it going, we've got 3-4 receivers, and we think Upper's maybe got 2 cornerbacks. So we're going to find where the weak link is, and that's the guy we're going to go at.
2 to the right, 1 to the left, tight end inside of him. That's Wanger. And Bauer fakes the Q ISO, going to sling it out. Becker in the open field, gets off 2 tackles. Becker up the sideline, and he's close to a first down, and he has it by a couple yards.
He's got it.
Right about the 35-yard line.
Well done.
Northmor's going to hurry back to the line. Wanger in a slot near side. Outside of him is Bo Landon. Landon still looking for his first touch. Now they'll go trips left. Becker in the backfield. And he's going to get the call. No, that's Campbell. Campbell, zone play up the middle. He is to the second level. Gets up another tackle. And Campbell is going to go into the end zone for 6. What a run by Campbell. And they spread him out there. And he just found that seam under that in that zone blocking. And Campbell able to find pay dirt. It is 20-0 here in the first quarter.
Yeah, the one thing that we're seeing right now out of Upper is their linebackers and their linemen up front, they're if they can get a handle on them, they tackle well, or they tackle pretty well. But if they don't get a handle on them, the defensive backs are not tackling well, and they're taking kind of bad angles. So anytime things get down the field a little bit, it's the backs and the receivers for Northmor are just kind of dodging in and out, and they're trying to arm tackle them.
Extra point attempt by A.J. Bauer is good, and it is 21-0 with 22 seconds to go in the first. You're listening to Week 1 of high school football on WQEL and the OH Report.
This is Chris from...
I'm Jack Swinger, and you're watching Golden Knight football on OH.REPORT.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today. The better way to service.
Going to scoop it up at his 10, and again, immaculate kick coverage there by the Northmor Golden Knights. And Upper had that early advantage of field position, and not anymore.
Not so much. It's gone away. And there, like you said, Martinez just kind of struggling to get a handle on that kickoff. And by the time he was able to pick it up, the Golden Knights are doing such a good job of getting down the field in coverage that there was nowhere really for him to go. And bad field position now to start this drive here for Upper Sandusky, down 3 touchdowns.
They're going to start it at the 15-yard line. Heilman again sets up in the pistol formation. His brother goes wide to the right, 2 receivers wide left. He's going to turn, give it to Lewis. Lewis trying to go straight behind his center and nowhere. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
Yep. Linemen are talking it over. There was a miscommunication on the inside of who was supposed to block who. Center and guard kind of, having a little conversation there, like that was your guy, and not a good sign.
That will be the end of the first quarter here in Northmor. The Golden Knights off to a great start, leading 21-0 over the Rams. We'll be back with the second quarter on WQEL and live online on the OH Report.
This is Todd McDougall.
Alrighty.
Lee & Company Insurance.
I'm AJ Bauer, and you're watching Golden Knight football on the OH Report, live and free.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown. Trips to the left, Heilman alone in the backfield. High snap, pulls it in, 3-man rush, cross the into the right flats, and that screenplay read like a book by number 9, Brookston Beck.
Man, right on top of that play. That was going nowhere in a hurry. Just try to set up a screen.
Upper's offensive line couldn't release.
Nope. Didn't get anywhere on that one.
Now looking at 3rd and 11, deep in their own territory at the 14. Trips to the left, Martinez below us. He's the far outside receiver. Heilman has it, steps in the pocket, wants to throw, far side on the comeback. Pass complete to Josh Heilman. And that is going to be right at the marker, and they're going to give him a first down.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch and catch, and that was Josh Heilman knowing exactly where the first down marker was, getting right to that spot. And even though Justin's kind of misfired a little bit a few times here in this game, that one he was right on the mark with.
Yeah, the Rams have had opportunities to drop 3rd down on a comeback in the first quarter, a penalty on 3rd and short, right at midfield. And just like that, they're down 21-0, need a drive here. Heilman has it. He's going to turn, give it to Lewis. Lewis off the right side. And
good
outside
run.
zone up to the 35-yard line, almost a first down, and they might give it to him. Not be about a half-yard short.
Yep.
But a good play there on first down.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, you see these flashes from Upper Sandusky, and I got to be honest, it's not terribly unusual. I've seen that a lot over the last several years watching the Rams. There are times where it's like this team has got talent and they put it together, and then somehow it always implodes, and it's just never consistent.
Trips to the near side. Heilman looking to throw. 4-man rush. Pass complete again. Martinez across the 45 to the 47. Brought down there by a couple Northmor defenders, and that's just a quick drop and a quick read by Heilman.
Yeah, but those are simple, easy pitch and catches for your quarterback, a quarterback that has been having a hard time with accuracy. Give him easy passes to be able to throw. Nothing better than an easy slant, especially when the defensive backs are playing off the ball like Northmor is.
Back to the pistol here with the ball at the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rams. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Lewis behind him. He's going to turn, fake it. Now Heilman, I think that was a botched play.
Yeah, it was.
Just looking for something, and he's actually going to scamper for about 7 or 8 yards.
Well done. Very well
Heilman
done.
making something out of nothing, but a flag down back at the line. And it is going to be a hold against Upper, so another penalty against the Rams in a meaningful situation. That'll back them up to the 39-yard line. And they'll look at a first and about 21. First and 20. That was a big play by Heilman.
That was. Well done.
Wiped it away. He's going to throw it. Bubble screen. Far side, Francis. Throws a stiff arm. Francis up the sideline, trying to use the foot speed. Gets out of bounds at the 49. And again, they're getting Heilman's confidence up. He's completed a few passes now.
And I'm also just sort of a kind of a big believer in, if you got a defense that's willing to play back, you got cornerbacks who are playing back off the receivers, take what they're going to give you. If you get a march, take it 8 yards at a time, take it 8 yards at a time. It's fine.
Trips to the left. Heilman now will change the play. Checks the sideline. Clock is stopped at 10:09. Play clock down to 10. Heilman wanting to throw. Pumps it, then throws into the flats again to Francis. Francis spins off one, spins off two, and Francis gets into Golden Knight territory at the 48-yard line. And did a nice job there making a couple guys miss. Simple grass route. He was not Heilman's original read. He had to check down. And Francis able to make a few guys miss, pick up a couple yards after the catch. And a manageable third down here. Third and a long 6 inside Golden Knight territory. And down 21. You get this anywhere close, you might have to go on 4th down.
I think you're going even if you don't get it close. I think you got 2 plays here.
Doubles formation, nice pocket. Heilman lets it go, and it's intercepted through the flag route, picked off on the far side. Is that Wenger? Wenger streaking up the sideline, and he's going to go. He hits the pylon. Official running down. Is he going to
talk it over? No, yeah.
They're going to give it to him.
Yes.
Touchdown, pick 6.
Ooh.
What a play, and he was open for a split second.
Yes, he was.
He put too much air under that football, and the DB able to run it down and take it to the house.
Yeah, that was a ball just hung up in the air a little bit too long, and with a guy with Wenger's speed and his ability to close on it, he just jumped right in front of it. Ends up taking it right down the sideline and right into the house. A big touchdown right there. Moves it to a 4-touchdown lead for Northmor.
Jackson Wenger, pick 6 to make it 27-0. Bauer on for the extra point, and Wenger will hold. Snap back, kick is up, and the kick is good. 28-zip with 9:16 to go here in the second quarter from Northmor. The Golden Knights all over the Upper Sandusky Rams here in week number 1. We'll be right back. Rams with the football right after this.
He hits the pylon. Official running down. Is he going to talk it over? No, yeah. They're going to give it to him. Yes. Touchdown. Pick 6.
Online on the OH report, 28-0 following the Jackson Wenger interception, returned for a touchdown.
Yeah, we're figuring someplace around 70 yards on that return. Again, deep throw down the field, just hung up in the air a little too much, and Wenger in that deep safety position was able to break right in front of it, and again, got blocking going the other way too, so pretty impressive.
End over end kick, going to be fielded by Francis at the goal line. Francis starts up the middle, bounces left side, evades a tackler. Flag comes in at the 30. And I got to believe that's going to go on the Rams. They've been penalized a few times tonight.
At the goal line, Francis starts
All
up
in
the middle,
meaningful
bounces left side.
times.
know, exactly.
Flag comes in at the 30.
They just need something to kind of go their way, and unfortunately they haven't had it yet.
So as officials sort this out, we remind you that it is week number 1 of high school football, and Davy Jones is back inside the studio ready to go for another season of the Friday Night Phone Board. Anthony says 49. I don't think it's quite that many, but the legend Davy Jones
he'll tell
is
ya.
back behind the mic tonight. Give him a call inside the Phone Board show looking for all your scores, shout-outs from around the area, anything you want to talk about with Davy inside the wide, wide world of sports.
Yep.
And the penalty will put them all the
Moves
way
it
back
back.
at the 14-yard line.
See what the Rams can kind of get figured out here. Like I said, every time you just see these shining lights, like the crack comes through, that light comes through, and you're like, oh, Upper's putting it together, and then boom, it goes away. It
A
closes.
penalty, a turnover,
Yep.
missed opportunity.
Again, Northmor's defense and offense has a way of making that happen, but
They
still.
go Wildcat here, and Lewis takes it up the middle, trying to bounce it to the left side off his left guard. And a short gain on that play to maybe the 17-yard line.
Yep.
Not sure. Heilman is not on the field. Hoping he's all right. He tried to make the play on that pick 6. And they're going to stick with the Wildcat.
Don't know if Ethan Lewis can throw the ball very well, but they're still doing a spread formation, though. So if he can't,
Go straight run again up the middle. ISO play and not a lot of room to run.
Yep.
I'm looking for Heilman on the sideline, and is that him below us? Yeah, he's Justin Heilman right below us, standing at the 50-yard line with his helmet off. Looks to be in good health, but Upper trying something different here, trailing 28-0. We'll split 3 to the right side. Lewis alone in the backfield. Slot to the right as well. Lone receiver to the left is Martinez. Lewis has it, and he's going to throw. Lets it fly, and the jailbreak play almost is complete, but it was a little bit of a wobbler and a little high for the intended receiver over there, and it's going to be incomplete.
Well, and they do list Ethan Lewis as running back quarterback, so this wasn't, completely out of the realm of something that they thought they might go to, but right there, he throws that pass, and it was Josh Heilman, who was stepping in front of it, trying to catch that and take off running down the field. Quite honestly, Upper's a little lucky that he got a hand on that ball because the defender was closing in on the back end of it. He would have got an interception on that ball. It was going right to him.
Nobody was going to stop him.
Nope.
Another big punt from Heilman at the 49. Fair catch called for and hauled in by Becker, and they'll mark him at the 50. So Northmor going to get this football back, leading 28-0, 7:49 to go on the second quarter clock. And, they're spreading it around, pretty much everything clicking so far for the Northmor Golden Knights. And if you're Upper, you got to talk to your defensive front and say, hey, you got to dig deep, and we got to need to stop here. This game's going to be over before the sun sets.
No doubt. And like I said, that's the problem when you look at Upper is that a lot of times when you see games like this where it's just kind of a blowout, you're just seeing one team that is just dominating on every single. It's just like, okay, this team doesn't match up. I think here I see 2-3 plays in a row where Upper plays well, and then bam, the next play it just goes for a touchdown.
Yep.
So
Bauer fakes the handoff, wants to throw, going deep. He's got a man. Passes caught at the 23, carrying him inside the 15 to the 12-yard line. That was that Wanger again?
Yeah, that was Landon.
No, Bo Landon. Big time play by Bo Landon, one of the best receivers in the K-MAC a year ago. Gets a big catch there and gets them into the red zone. Just like that.
Well,
one play, and they're looking for 6.
I remember I said coming into the game, Bo Landon, caught 24, 25 balls last year. It's not like he was catching 70. They only go to him a handful of times a game. The difference is he was averaging 25 yards a catch. So when they went to him, it was big play.
Bauer wanting to throw here on first down. Now he's going to redirect the receiver, lob it, back corner.
Got it.
And he got it. What a play there by A.J. Bauer and Becker.
Yep.
Bauer showing why he's an All-Ohio quarterback. Rolling to his right, the initial read wasn't there, directed his receiver to take it into the back corner, and he put a drop in a bucket for 6.
You know what I just love when you watch Bauer? It's something that you see at higher levels. You see it in the college game all the time. You see it in the NFL regularly. But in high school, you don't see it that much, is the quarterback who's so calm, even in the pressure, that he's looking down the field and he's directing his receiver, go here, and I'm dropping it to you. It's going to be an easy touchdown, and that's what he brings it.
Extra point attempt is no good. Hooked it left, but the Northmor Golden Knights lead it 34-0 here in week number 1. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back here on WQEL and the OH Report.
This is the story of
I'm AJ Bauer, and you're watching Golden Knight football on the OH Report, live and free.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown. Competitive game. Jared Moore, Tim Byrie. They're also doing a doubleheader this weekend. But here we are in Northmor, and it is all the Golden Knights, 34-0 over Upper. Bauer sends a boomer down the field. It's going to be Martinez at the 8. Grabs it, head high. Martinez up the sideline with a little room. Martinez up over the 25, about the 30-yard line, gets pushed out of bounds. So the Upper Rams back onto the field, and we'll see if it's Lewis or Heilman at the helm. It is Heilman trotting out onto the field.
Yeah, I didn't dislike the idea of kind of trying something different for a drive, just see if it works. But you know, clearly when you're like, all right, well, we gave it a shot, went 3 and out. Well, I mean, we're down by 34-0 score. Let's get back to who we're going to be throughout the season, because at this point in time, we need to just kind of start thinking about improvement. Like this is just game 1.
What's going to work?
Yeah, it's game 1 for a 10-game season.
Heilman wants to throw, has a good pocket. Comeback is complete over there to number 5, Brody Cox. Just a quick stop route by Cox. Gets him actually good chunk there up to the 35-yard line, so a gain of about 7.
Again, big believer in, take what the defense is willing to give you. And I think you can see Northmor defensively is like they just don't want to give up what they get on offense. They don't want a 45, 50-yard play against them. So these backs play back a little bit, and they kind of rely on them to just come up and make good tackles, But they'll let them take the short passes if they want it.
Motion man, left to right into the backfield. Lewis at the tight end spot. Heilman going to hand it off to him up the middle in a counter. It is 42, Ezekiel Baldwin, the ball carrier. 5'10", 175-pound sophomore gets the call. So a little bit of a different look there.
Yep.
Had him lined up wide like an X or a Y, motioned him into the backfield, and kind of ran a little counter play to the tight end and got the first. So the ball spotted now at the 39-yard line, 6:15 to go in the half. Heilman in the pistol, Lewis behind him, has it, wants to throw, goes right side, pass complete.
There it is.
It looks like Cox again. No, Francis. Okay, number 4.
I think it was 4. Yep, it was. Peyton Bosley.
Bosley's first reception of the night. Check the OH Report replay, and another simple stop, and just getting a few yards after the catch, and that will keep a drive alive.
I'm telling you, again, it's not necessarily sexy, but I'll be honest, it's effective.
It's 9 yards.
It's 9 yards.
2nd and 1. Heilman wants to throw on 2nd and 1. Across the middle, open guy. Oh, Francis, I think he heard footsteps.
Well,
and 10 years ago, Francis might have been flat back there by Becker.
Darn right. I mean, well, and it was, good job by the defensive back of Northmor to kind of hold it up, saying, all right, it would have been easy for him to just kind of take a lick right there.
Not a bad ball.
But he said, no, I'm not going to do that. I mean, again, it was going to be a tough catch to make, outstretched arms, right in the middle of a lot of traffic. But, again, pretty decent throw. Just got to put a little more on the spot of the money if you want to put it into that much black and gold jerseys.
Francis in motion. They go to Lewis off the left side. Lewis looking for any type of room, and I think he got enough.
It's right in front of me. I got a perfect view at it. The only way they're not going to get it is if it's a terrible spot.
So Upper looking to get in the end zone, trailing 34-0. They got time on the clock, 5:30 to go in the second. Fresh set of downs here with the ball at the 49-yard line. 2 to the right side. Martinez, lone receiver left. Heilman fakes the handoff. Martinez on a quick screen. Martinez shakes 2 defenders and falls at the 45-yard line. Another good pickup there. And these quick hitters from Heilman to the outside, they are working. Now, no stupid penalties. Take care of the football.
Well, and this is the type of just little detail things. Martinez makes that catch. Defender comes in, linebacker comes in, tries to lay the boom on him, lowers the shoulder into him. Martinez just took it, ate it, and spun right off of it. I mean, look, most guys are going to go down getting hit that hard, but Upper Sandusky keeping the legs moving, getting a nice little pickup right there from Martinez.
Justin standing with his heels at the 50, going to turn, give it to Lewis. Lewis over the 45 to the 44, short gain on that play. And it's going to be 3rd and 4, a short 4 with the clock winding at 4:17 and a half. A little bit of a hurry up maybe for Upper Sandusky.
Again,
trips to the right side this time. And Justin Heilman, the lone receiver.
3rd down and 2. They got 2 downs to get it. But again, the defensive backs are playing back, so you can hit something short if you want.
Now in that situation, you get the defender to jump. The center needs to know to snap the ball.
Yes.
Get that free 5 yards. Heilman in some trouble now, pressured, and he goes down, able to pick up maybe a half a yard, but he had a lot of traffic to fight through.
Yep.
And now they have 4th down. But that's all comes with experience. You as a center, and you have your head up because you're listening for the clap anyway.
Yes.
You see that defensive end jump in the neutral zone, snap the ball. That's 5 yards.
And again, but it also is the type of thing that you got to coach up your quarterback to know that in that situation the ball's coming, because even though you're not going to lose anything, you're going to get the first down either way. It's a free play, but you want him to be like, I want to be able to catch that ball and get the opportunity to get something bigger.
3 minutes and the play clock expired. There's a timeout taken by the Rams just before. So 2:59 on the game clock. Rams trailing 34-0, but driving, looking at 4th and short at the Northmor 43. We'll take a quick break. Be right back on WQEL and the OH.
I'm Nicholas Armez. You're watching Northmor Football on the OH.REPORT.
Seth Roberts bringing you week 1 coverage of high school football over here at Northmor High School tonight for week 1 action between the Golden Knights and the Upper Rams. Rams looking at 4th and 1. Big in the middle. Now Lewis going to sprint up, get under center. Hard count. Lewis has it. Going to plow forward, and that should be enough for the first down. Just nothing fancy there.
Yep.
Get it to your stout back and let him plow behind the center. No signal yet.
Pooch push.
Tush push.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
still
looks
nothing
good.
from the
I mean,
officials.
looks all
Are we
right.
going to bring the
but
chains
they're gonna
out?
Maybe bring that out.
Yep. Officials will stop the clock, and we will get a measurement. I thought he had it easily.
Yeah, I did too. Northmor got a guy down now on the play as well, so.
35, Aiden Yeater.
He may have had one of those big bodies fall on him in the middle of that play.
Yeater, a senior DB and running back. Now they're going to stretch the chain out. See if the Rams can continue this drive. Or
Yep, got that first.
Got it.
Couple of score updates to pass along. Carey beating Hopewell Loudon 7-0 at the end of the first. And what we knew is going to be maybe the most competitive game. Second quarter, Crestline Buckeye Central, 13-13.
All right. Bulldogs
Jared and
the Bucks
Jared and
battling
Tim fired
it out.
up. Why, be there at that one.
So the Rams get it on 4th and short, and they keep the drive alive. Heilman in the pistol. Lewis behind him. He wants to throw. Steps up into the flats. Is open is Martinez. Martinez in a foot race. 30, 25. Martinez pushed out of bounds inside the 25-yard line into the Northmor sideline. And that is back-to-back first downs for the Rams.
Good, nice play development right there. Because as they're all moving back, they bring all the receivers down. And then Martinez just kind of did a little, just a little hook right across the field. And as all the defenders gave him all this space to be able to make that completion. Again, just taking what the defense is giving them. It's going to get harder when you get inside the 20 because things are going to get tightened up. But still, Upper Sandusky finally getting some ball movement.
Quick hitters working for the Rams. Heilman fakes the handoff, looking to run it, and he's going to slide down. Takes a little bit of a hit at the 20.
Felt like a little broken play, though.
Yeah, the timing's certainly off on that. No gain. Clock continuing to roll. 2:20 to go in the half. It's been all Golden Knights so far, leading at 34-0. And if the Rams don't get in the end zone here, it's going to be a quick third and fourth quarter because that running clock will take effect right after half. They'll line them up, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Ball on the right hash. Heilman wants to throw with a good pocket. Across the middle, low ball, but it's caught at the 6-yard line.
Francis.
And Francis, big time catch there, and another first down for the Rams. When Heilman has time, and Northmor hasn't done a lot of crazy stunts. He had a beautiful pocket there. A nice job stepping up and delivering. Where only really his guy could receive that football.
Yep.
And now...
Nope, flag on the play. Okay, forget it. Bring it back. I had my head down on that one. And again,
timely penalties hurting the Rams here on the road.
See, this is the type of stuff we're talking about that's just, maddening when you're...
I don't want to light any fires, but we haven't seen a penalty called on Northmor tonight.
Oh, now you've done it. Yep.
I mean, are they that good in week number 1, that clean, that...
We are
efficient?
On the Upper Sandusky side. When you're saying things like that, they're right in front of us.
Well, I want to make friends with the people I'm around.
I get it. Me too. But, I don't want to be in the middle of a riot either here. Come on.
And now officials still trying to figure this
out.
conversation
about this, yeah.
Where the penalty
Where was that ball even at? Yeah.
The near side official is walking in. And he's saying about the 19 or 21 and a half.
And there it is.
And
so makes things tougher for Upper Sandusky here.
They're going to walk it back to the 31-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
Did we see the hold? Is that what we got? I don't know.
Okay, well, the clock's rolling now.
All right, so it's 2nd and 15. Heilman wants to throw, pumps, has time. He's got a man. Martinez going to go up for it, and the flag.
You got to throw it. There it is.
Oh, my goodness.
It came from the middle.
The back judge threw the flag, but the guy who's right on top kept it in his pocket, and that's got to be as easy a call as any.
Yeah, I don't think he had a
Martinez got absolutely mugged.
he was trying to, the official on the sideline was almost trying to chase down the play, and I don't think he felt like he had a good angle on it because he was 20 yards behind it. He just totally got fooled. Luckily, back judge in the middle saw it and was like, no, that's a penalty. Come on now. He ran right into him. Saved the touchdown, though.
I think he had the angle. I think he has dinner plans for pretty early tonight.
But if you look at it, yeah, like he's
got to turn around.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's staring right at it, but again, he's 15, 20 yards down the field.
And Upper's coaching staff is letting it happen.
Yeah, they're like, what are you doing,
Rightfully
man?
so.
Luckily, back judge saw it, and you could see the back judge threw a late flag on it because he was kind of waiting like.
He's like, you gonna throw it?
That's
Am I gonna throw it?
not really my call, but it was obvious. I'll throw it if I need to.
Not the Roxburgh. You, me?
Yes, exactly.
You, me? 34-0, Upper driving with the ball in Golden Knight territory. Heilman in the pistol. Lewis behind him. Lone receiver to the right. Looking left. Wants to throw into the flats. Pass incomplete through the hands of Martinez, and it stops it with 1:35.
That was a mix of I'm trying to make a break too soon, and I took my eye off the ball to see where the defender was at. You could see him kind of turn and shift his entire body to look down the field. Wanted to see where all the defenders were so he can make his break, but that eye off the ball was all it took.
Big third down, 3rd and 1. Rams going in, trailing 34-0.
See if they'll go, just Lewis once again.
Heilman digs in at the 21.
Try to get that first
Lewis
down
behind
now.
him. Martinez, the motion man. He's going to turn. Give it to Lewis. Patience by Lewis, and he didn't get it. He was trying to, kind of hop, skip around back there, and he just needed to hit the hole hard. And now it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, it was one of those plays that it's like, okay, you get the ball and you're going to wait to see where the hole develops, but you need 1 yard. Just take it. Find a hole, it was too much. Make a hole. It was too much dancing around back there. It was a very slow developing run play. And when a defense knows you only need 1 yard, they're just going to be flowing into the backfield as fast as they possibly can.
So now 4th and 1. Heilman will stay in the pistol. Lewis joins him in the backfield. Now they'll shift. Wide receiver goes on the line. Now Lewis will jump up and talk to the slot back.
So you got to give. Okay,
play
we got to go that side.
Going to turn. Lewis looking for an opening, and he got it at the 15 and a half. It's going to be very close. Officials immediately
Northmor saying
come in and they say no. The drive stalls.
Wow. Couldn't get 1 yard in 2 plays. So.
A 14-play drive starting back on their 29-yard line stalls out inside the Golden Knight red zone. And their score stays 34-0. Golden Knights get the ball back. .41 seconds. Bauer back on the field. At the helm. He's going to air it out on 1st and 10. Why not? Near side pass is caught at the 50-yard line. Hauled in by number 19, Bo Landon. One-on-one coverage on the outside with Francis. Your best versus my best. And he just came down with it in the one-on-one coverage. Big play. And you see coaches do that.
Yep.
The defense makes a big play. Now the offense going to come out. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, 42 yards right there by Landon. But like you said, that's just right over the top. Nothing fancy about it. He's going to do it again.
Landon again, a step on Francis. Hauls it in inside the 5. He's pushed out at the 2-yard line. Hey, why don't we just repeat?
This is insanity. It's like, all right.
Rinse, wash, repeat.
Yeah, I was going to say, let's see. You're going to put it down at the 2 or at the 3? At the 3. So we'll call it 39-yard play right there. But, and just like that, it's like, all right, that's how much confidence they have in their passing game and their receivers to be able to get open.
Bauer, 2 dots, and now they're going to hand off, Campbell in the Wildcat, and he's straight up the gut, untouched for 6. Oh, goodness.
Unbelievable.
Untouched goes Campbell in to make it 40-0.
Generally speaking, I think most coaches with 41 seconds left would have said, I've got a 5-touchdown score. I can run this thing out here. But Coach Ambrose, I think he just knows if there is a massive difference in this team, it's his receivers versus the defensive backs versus against the Upper. And he just said, I'm going to get man coverage, and we're just going to attack it and see if we can get another score on the board.
Extra point attempt is good, and it is now 41-0 Golden Knights. We'll take a break. You're listening to WQEL and watching live online on the OH. They lead at 41-0.
I'll tell you right now.
I believe, Jeff, no, I'm wrong. They did have one punt. Other than that, it's all touchdowns for Northmor.
A.J. Bauer's halftime stats are some of the most insane I've ever seen. 9 of 12 for 279 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, what are we doing? It is a video game, like you said.
And he sends a boomer downfield, fielded at the 2-yard line by Francis. Francis gets tripped up at the 15, call it the 17-yard line. And the special teams coverage on punts and kicks tonight for Northmor has been spectacular.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, if you're Upper, 20 seconds on the clock, you're trailing 41-0. Do you take a knee and just get to the half?
You know what? With 20 seconds left, you think you're going to go 80 yards down the field? I don't think so.
Well, Northmor did it in
it's a little different
20
players.
seconds.
So, I mean, if I had Bo Landon, I might think differently, but I just...
No, hey, you look at the matchups on the outside. Martinez has a height. I mean, they got to find the matchups that work, and they got to give Heilman time.
And Martinez has 4 catches. It's not, I mean, he's having a nice game, but I just don't know that it matters.
Heilman going to throw. Gets it to Francis in the flats. Francis gang tackled, and I believe that'll be the final play of the first half. Naylor on the stop, and that will do it for the first half here from Northmor. The Golden Knights in dominating fashion, leading here 41-0. We'll have a running clock when we come back for the third quarter. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Kent Standing Seam Mizik Miller Halftime Show on WQEL 92.7 FM and the OH Report. He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today. The better way to service.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
In 1980, the rock band Journey released this next hit as part of their 6th studio album. To this day, the song has remained the signature song for the band and continues to be played regularly on classic rock radio stations. We know you love Journey, so sit back and enjoy the radio band as we play Any Way You Want It.
and gentlemen, before we begin, we would like to say thank you to the Upper Sandusky Marching Band for their fantastic halftime performance tonight. We appreciate all of your hard work and talent. Under the direction of Christopher Kashubi and Angie Kashubi, and with the guidance of advisors Samantha Campbell and Jessica Teeters, the Northmor Marching Band is proud to present the iconic music of Katy Perry. Our performance kicks off with the summery song, California Girls, taking you straight to the sun-soaked beaches of the West Coast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Resilience and strength has inspired millions, encouraging everyone to stand tall and find their voice. Feel the driving beat and dynamic determination with Katy Perry's hit, Roar.
Of the week. Yeah, but it's an all Golden Knights dominating here at the break, 41-0. Halftime show brought to you by our friends at Mizik Miller and Ken's Standing Seam. And Jeff, we thought this could be somewhat competitive. We knew how good Northmor could be, what they were returning, and also what Upper was returning, and it's been all Northmor.
Yeah, it is. I mean, quite honestly, sometimes when we're looking things over and we're kind of breaking down, it's all right, look, this team's got skill players, this team's got skill players. The size up front is pretty similar. But unfortunately, even though Upper Sandusky's got pretty good athletes out there, on the defensive side of football, they just cannot defend these receivers. I mean, they're trying to do it one-on-one because I think they feel like they need the linebackers and defensive linemen inside to try to kind of help with the running game. But unfortunately, it's leaving these cornerbacks on an island. And you could just see it at the end on the, the two deep passes with 41 seconds left. Landon just catches 2 in a row, and it's like, oh, bam, they just went 80 yards in 20 seconds. And it's like, at some point in time, you got to make some adjustments out there because what you're doing is not going to work because this team's just got too much skill. But at the same time, maybe Coach Hall's just looking at it and saying, this game's kind of gotten out of our reach, but we don't want to abandon too much of what we plan on doing throughout the season. We just got to kind of get a little bit better at what we are doing because we're not going to see a lot of teams that can play the game the way Northmor can throughout the season. And we got to get ourselves prepared for teams that can run the football really well, that can do other things. And we just got to get these defensive backs a little bit toughened up and, get them used to being able to guard guys because they're going to be on an island at times.
Yeah, unfortunately, working on those things, trying to figure out what does work, they're not going to have a lot of time to do that.
No.
We're going to have a running clock here to start this third quarter. Northmor got the football to start the game, so Upper will have it to open up this third quarter, but they haven't had a lot of success. Their last drive to close out the second quarter, they started at their own 29, 13-14 plays, melded 6 minutes plus off the clock, but they came up with no plays.
They didn't get it in the end zone. And I think that is sometimes what ends up happening with coaching staffs too, is that, you have a game plan when you come into a game, and oftentimes I think that coaches have a hard time kind of getting away from what they kind of planned on doing or what they want to do throughout the season. And we kept seeing it. We were seeing it right away. It's like Northmor is going to let you kind of go from the 20 to the 20. Like they're if you want to take 8 yards at a time, they'll pretty much give it to you, But it took Upper Sandusky a quarter and a half to figure out that that's something that they should probably just go after. And by that time, the game was already had gotten away from them a little bit. And to me, if you're looking at it and you might think, well, that's not the type of game we want to play. We want to be able to score a lot too. I don't know. I mean, I just kind of look at it and just say, all right, you got to realize pretty quickly this other team we're playing is pretty stinking good. And maybe we want to minimize as many possessions as possible. If we can have 6-minute drives, maybe kind of park something into the end zone once in a while, maybe we're going in halftime, and instead of being down by 40, we're down by 14. And I got a bunch of players who are still like, all right, we got a chance here if we come out and play a really good third quarter. Again, not blaming anybody for it. Again, this is an uphill climb for Upper Sandusky, and seeing how good Northmor is, I don't know that anything was going to change that, but quite honestly, it is just something that you kind of watch and you wonder as you get into games that turn into blowouts, especially when one team, the team that's getting blown out, has some talent on it, as Upper I think does.
Yeah, I mean, they had a chance trailing 14-0 in that second quarter. They had it in Golden Knight territory, came up on a 4th and short, and they false started.
Yep.
When you have situations like that when you can't keep your cool, can't keep your focus, and you have a timely penalty, you throw an interception, the timing doesn't go right on that play when you need it to. In those timely situations, you can't get anything to work. Then you got to take a step back, reevaluate. You can't be just 2, 4, 6 guys focused. You got to have 11 guys ready to go.
Yes, and that's, I think, one of the problems that we've seen over the years since Upper Sandusky joined the N10. Upper Sandusky is considerably the biggest school in the league. And because of that, I think there's a lot of feeling that they should probably be a little bit better overall. And then I don't mean overall, I just mean in the league play in particular. But it's never been about, do they have enough talent? It's always just been, wow, you see them. Does
everybody bowed together?
Man, you watch them and it's like, we were just talking, in halftime just 2 years ago, that Upper Sandusky team beats Crawford. And it was like, they're figuring it out. Here it comes. Here we go. And then last year it was like, there we are.
When they could have been much improved.
And that's the point, is that just there's a lack of consistency that is just play in, play out between all guys kind of coming together. And again, and I don't want to, I'm not trying to put a death knell on anything. It's game one. A lot of teams are still trying to figure things out, and they're breaking in a new quarterback for them. And, there's a lot of things happening out there, but it's a lot to work on, and it's going to be interesting to see how things work out, not in the rest of this game, but really throughout the rest of the season.
Week 1 coverage of high school football here on WQEL 92.7 FM and WQEL.com. Also streaming live online on the OH Report. Some scores from around the area. At the break, Pleasant over North Union 23-0. Seneca East 28-7 over Crestview. Fremont Ross 11-6 over Columbian. River Valley trailing Ashland 13-6. A big one, rivalry game, Hopewell Loudon 14-7. Two of the better teams in the area. And, of course, more scores and highlights coming up inside the Friday phone board with Davy Jones. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with the third quarter on WQEL and the OH right after this. Tonight on WQEL and the OH Report to open up our 2024 high school football campaign. But it's been all KMAC. Northmor coming out, and they're banging on all cylinders here through 2 quarters. We're going to have a running clock to open up this third quarter. So if you're Upper, you want to keep your guys in. You want to keep them fired up.
Yeah.
But you want to keep everybody healthy.
Yep.
And at this point, you really don't want to show much offensively or defensively. No. You don't want to, other teams are going to see all the film. You don't want to really open up the bag of tricks or anything, show any wild stunts. Just get everybody out of here healthy and, kind of lick your wounds and learn from your mistakes.
Well, and I do think this is the type of thing where you just go in, if you're Coach Hall, you're just saying to your team, like, we want to go out and just play a consistent half of football. Let's show what we can do if we don't have a turnover, if we don't miss a block, if we don't have holding calls that kill drives, and defensively we're not missing tackles. We're not, getting lost in our coverage or whatever it might be. Yes, we're playing a really good team. This Northmor team, I think we knew coming into the game that this team was going to be good. We knew they were going to be a playoff team, and we were talking this might be the team that finally kind of breaks through and wins that KMAC title that's been eluding them for a really long time. This team's that good. So there's no real shame in losing to them. The question is that how competitive can we be against a really good football team if we play the type of game we're capable of playing? Mm-hmm. If we play a really solid, just straightforward game of football, can we keep this game inside of a touchdown, 2 touchdowns? Can we be even with them? If you can do that and you're the Rams, you got to feel pretty good. And you got a half, it's going to be a shortened half because of the running clock, but you got to have to figure out if that's the case. But you just got to go out and play clean football now.
Well, they're going to get a chance with the football to open up this third quarter. Francis Martinez back deep, and it is the All-Ohio passer, A.J. Bauer, to kick it off. He's got a big arm and a big leg. We'll watch the clock wind down and get this third quarter underway. Man, it's week 1. It's already a little chilly.
I was going to say, there's
usually
plenty
it's
of...
until week 6 or
there's
something. I got to wear long sleeves.
Generally, the first week or 2 of the year, it's still hot as heck out. And, today I'm looking outside and there's people in sweatshirts and, so...
Not ready
different
for that.
Feel.
Well, it's going to be 90s next week.
I was going to say, I can deal with this. What I'm not ready for is if this continues what it's going to be like in week 10.
Hey.
That is what I'm not going to be all right with.
I'd much rather just wear shorts all the time. I'm not a cold weather person.
All right.
Bauer's going to step it off and let it fly. He's going to send it deep, and it's going to hit in the end zone for a touchback. Rams will have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Heilman and the starters back out on the field for the Rams.
Oh, sure. I mean, I don't think there's any reason to take them out. I mean, I know that you don't want anybody to get hurt, but at the same time, Upper Sandusky's got plenty to work on. I wouldn't pull anybody out of this game.
Send a receiver, 2 receivers wide to the right. That is Heilman and Brody Cox, 2 receivers to the left side, and Lewis will join Heilman in the backfield. Doubles formation on 1st and 10 as we open up the 3rd. Heilman spins, gives to Lewis. Lewis straight up the gut on the ISO, falls over the 20 to the 23-yard line. And Lewis, who showed he runs pretty hard all night, and I'm probably going to get a heavy dose here.
Yep. I think there's elements in which I think Lewis has proven himself that, he runs hard, and with some more, more plays. I mean, I think he only carried the ball 30 times last year, so.
Martinez in motion. They'll bubble screen it out to him. Martinez in the open field gets a couple nice blocks. Martinez up to the 30, and he will, I believe, have enough for a 1st down. That should move the chains. And Upper has had success tonight with those short passes. Maybe that's what, maybe this pass rush of Northmor is just too much for this Ram offense. But these quick hitters from Heilman to the outside can be what works, and then you change the pace with Lewis.
Well, and Justin Heilman, I mean, he just doesn't have a cannon arm, so short passes are going to be better for him too.
Swing it to Francis. He'll pick up 5. It's a quick stop route. Block from Martinez. Tackle on the outside made by 44. It is William Sears. Rams going to hurry it up a little bit. Heilman staying in the pistol. So
he got a 1st on that play.
Yep. Heilman turns, gives to Lewis. Lewis carrying a couple defenders up close to the 40 at the 39-yard line. Tackle made that time by 71, Thomas Detweiler.
See, they're a part of the reason that a team like Northmor doesn't mind, kind of doing this 20 to 20. We're going to give you some plays, is because they know when they play teams that aren't very good, they're kind of going to implode in the process of trying to do a 10-yard drive. It's going to be a holding call. It's going to be somebody jumping off sides.
Another bubble screen. Francis this time. Good blocking by the receivers out there. And he's going to have another 1st down.
Yep.
So this bend don't break defense by Northmor is fine because, they're up 41-0, but this is what Upper Sandusky has had success with all night.
Absolutely.
They have speed, and Heilman can get it out there.
Well, and this does take pressure off the offensive line. Like you said, you get the ball out of your hands a lot faster. You don't have to worry about those guys,
holding
or anything like that. Just don't jump off sides. Don't do anything silly.
4 down linemen for Northmor. They're going to give to Lewis. Lewis following that left side and that big sophomore. Johnson on the stop. I thought it was number 60. Maybe he's running behind 50. Derek Barr Jr. I apologize.
Yep. 250 pounds, though. I'm telling you, they got size up front. I mean,
absolutely. Heilman, miscommunication. Heilman going to actually sling it out to Francis.
Smart play.
Francis, he's going to be close to another 1st. I think he's going to have enough. Miscommunication there between Heilman and Lewis, and Heilman just making something out of nothing.
Yep. But again,
credit to Francis as well.
That's what I was going to say. Heady play by both players. Not only on that broken play is Heilman realizing what's going on, but Francis puts himself sort of in a position where he's like, I'm right here, and he was aware. He wasn't just kind of off in distance, not paying attention. It gave Heilman an outlet.
Now Caden Vogel will check in the backfield. Slung out to Cox. Cox across the 45 down to the 42-yard line. Short gain on that play. Actually, they're giving the 41. Call it 4.
couple of Northmor players a little slow getting up.
So an injury timeout, and actually Brody Cox limping as he heads toward the upper sideline. So an injury timeout here at Northmor. Clock stops at 6:58 to go in the third quarter. Golden Knights 41, Upper 0. We'll take a break and be back on WQEL.
This is Dwayne McCombs at Poet Bioprocessing.
I'm Jack Swinger, and you're watching Golden Knight Football on OH Report.
Jeff Roberts with you tonight on WQEL. John Kreider back at station control. Coming to you tonight on 92.7 FM and live online on the OH. Out of the injury timeout, Upper still with the football, looking at 2nd and 6. Heilman wants to throw it. Going to go deep, near side, a little bit underthrown. Martinez comes back and makes the catch inside the 20.
Heilman down on got hit on that play. He's going to be a little slow getting up. But defensive back just totally got lost on that play. The coverage initially was good, but the ball was underthrown and the cornerback didn't turn around, didn't recognize what was going on. And a nice pull in right there, like you said.
Great job by Martinez to come back and fight for it. Pretty solid night for him. And a fresh set of downs for the Rams. Heilman going to change the play. Checks the sideline. Play clock down to 8. Heilman barks it out to the line. Play clock at 3. Heilman in the pistol. Has it. Turns. Gives. Up the middle. And a short gain. Maybe got the 15-yard line. Was that Vogel? Or was that Lewis? I think it was Lewis. No, it was Vogel.
That was
Caden Vogel, number 12.
Yep.
Lowry bringing him down. Martinez splits wide to the left. 3 receivers go wide right in the pistol for Heilman. 4 down defenders for the Golden Knights. Heilman claps, has it. Let's go of it, right side.
There it is.
Route caught inside the 5, and he goes down. And I believe that was his, that's Josh Heilman.
And he just got tripped up. It was the only thing that prevented him getting in the end zone. They got him just around the ankles. And, that's what prevented him from getting in the end zone.
Slant, fade, slant, and is able to clear enough space to make the completion and set him up 1st and goal from the 3. Upper checking the sideline. Vogel stays in. Actually, Vogel and Lewis both in the ball game. Vogel splits out into a slot to the left. Now he goes in motion.
Timeout called by Upper.
Play clock winding down, and you'll have to burn a timeout. Stops it with 4:31 to go in this third quarter. Upper with their best field position of the night. First time inside the Northmor red zone. We'll take a break as well. You're listening to WQEL and the OH. WQEL and the OH Report. It's week 1 of high school football. In the red zone are the Rams. Heilman in the pistol. He's got Lewis behind him. Kind of a heavy set. Martinez in motion. High snap, turns, gives to Lewis. Lewis looking for the corner, lowers the shoulder, and the Rams find the end zone. with 4:18 to go in the third.
Well-constructed drive right there for the Upper Sandusky Rams. Something I thought that they've been capable of all game long. They finally were able to kind of put it together coming out of halftime. So good adjustments made by the coaching staff and, really heady play by the players as well. They, finally, no mistakes on that drive. And even when they did, they were able to kind of keep on top of it and make adjustments on the fly. Did a nice job.
80-yard touchdown drive by the Rams. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. 41-7. Northmor still in control, but Upper's on the board. We'll take a timeout. Back with the
I'm Nicholas Armez. You're watching Northmor football on the OH.REPORT.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today. The better way to service.
Now following the Upper touchdown, they're going to squib it down the field, but good coverage there by the special teams. And covering it up for Northmor is number 9, Brookston Beck. Heads up play by Beck to attack that football and just fall on it. Clock starting to roll here as the Northmor offense will head back out on the field. A lot of success for Northmor.
Yeah, I'm wondering, once some of the teams in the K-MAC are going to look, they're going to look at some of this film and they're going to be like, whoa, oh boy, this team is going to be a handful.
Shotgun formation, backs on either hips, and he's going to hand off first.
Hanky in, but players all over the place
Campbell? Flag flies.
Campbell got the handoff, but he probably had 7 white jerseys around him. Upper Sandusky coming out playing a lot more aggressive play, not just offensively, but now defensively.
They're not rolling over.
Flag down there, and it looks like they're going to mark this off against Northmor.
And I believe that's the first penalty on Northmor tonight.
Second.
Oh, second, you're right.
Second.
Sorry. So they'll march him back to the 29-yard line. It'll be 1st and 20 now. Clock approaching 2 minutes here in the third quarter. 2 wide receivers go to the left, tight end right. Split backs with Bauer, excuse me. He'll shift to the right side. Bauer, high snap. He's going to hand off. That's Becker. Becker moving to his right. Gets over the 30 and down at the 32. So short gain there by Becker.
Yep.
Got a big block from the pulling guard, but like you said, Upper, they're flowing to the football now.
Yeah.
They're not quitting.
They just got a lot of their linebackers, linemen, everybody, they're really tight to the line of scrimmage. So they are basically like, all right, they're playing the run here, and they continue to just say, all right, well, we'll just put our defensive backs on an island.
Man-to-man coverage. No high safety, and they're going to get in the backfield for the sack.
Upper Sandusky.
Brody Cox.
Yep.
Tracking down Bauer in the backfield. Big sack there by Cox, and he's fired up.
Yeah, they did the full-out blitz there. It was like, all right, we're bringing everybody in. Run or pass, we're coming in. And sure enough, able to get into the backfield. Again, they had the man coverage on the outside, one-on-one, but Bauer just had no opportunity to even look because he had guys in his face right away.
3rd and 26. 10-yard penalty and a 6-yard sack has him back at about the 23-yard line. And a timeout. No. Play clock went, or they will take a timeout. Okay, Northmor taking a timeout. Stops it with 23 seconds on the game clock here in the third quarter, and they'll draw something up for 3rd and 26. We'll take a quick break and be back.
I'm Jack Swinger, and you're watching Golden Knight football on OH.REPORT.
Facing 3rd and 26 here. Ball spotted at their own 23-yard line out of the timeout. Bauer has it, wants to throw. A stop and go. There's Bo Landon pulling it in at the 40-yard line. Landon again in one-on-one coverage, I believe with Francis.
Yep, go 42 yards that time.
And he's just challenging him up on the outside. A stop and go there, and Bo Landon just got behind Francis, pulled it in. Now Francis is holding that hamstring. He'll get it stretched out at the 35, but another huge catch by Bo Landon. And you can see, you look at the numbers from last year, Landon averaging 20 plus yards per catch. You can see why.
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
Just take the ball deep, take the top off the defense.
Well, and the crazy thing about it is we know how fast Francis is. I mean, it's not like he's some sort of, he's a little slow in the defense. No, he can run. It doesn't matter. Landon just kind of runs to an opening, and he's got a quarterback who can get it to him no matter where he goes. He just says, all right, Bauer kind of drops back and has so much confidence in the protection in front of him and the speed of his receiver to get downfield. He knows, all right, I got 3 seconds, 4 seconds to let my guy get down the field, and this protection's going to hold up. And then Landon in that man coverage, he'll start to even just cut his route there instead of going, like he was just kind of curling to the middle of the field because he had Francis on the outside of him. So he's like, all right, I'll go to the middle. And Bauer's like, all right, I'll just lead you there. And, you just drop it right into place. It's the type of thing that, like, sometimes as a defensive coach, you got to pull your guys aside and say, look, if you're beat on a play, and he was, but he was probably only beat by a yard or something like that. I'm like, that ball's up in the air, and you're not going to get him. Tackle him.
Yeah.
Take the 15. Take the 15. It beats, giving up the 40. So
not a spot foul like the NFL.
Yes, exactly.
So following the injury and the first down, it is 1st and 10 from the 35 for the Golden Knights inside upper territory. But the game clock hits triple zeros here to end the third quarter. So we will be back with you to start the fourth here from Northmor. Golden Knights with the ball and driving, leading 41-7.
I'm Jack Swinger, and you're watching Golden Knight football on OH.REPORT.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today. The better way to service.
WQEL, Northmor with the ball. They're going to hand off a little jet sweep this time. Good block on the outside. Ball carrier was 23. That was Campbell. So Campbell picks up a good chunk there.
I'll tell you right now, coaching staff, Coach Hall, is reading the riot act to the official on his side. That guy is going to go home being like, they hated me. They hated me over there.
Didn't make many friends.
No.
2nd and 1 for the Golden Knights. It's going to be Becker. Becker spins off a couple defenders, picks up the first down inside the 20.
Yep, another nice run right there for Northmor. And, this is the other thing that's impressive about Northmor is that, Campbell and Becker both just have 6 carries. Now, obviously, it's been a fast second half, but they've thrown the ball 13 times. Like, they're very balanced. I mean, Landon's got 4 catches. I mean, Wengler, Becker, and Goldbach all have 2 catches. I mean, everybody's getting their hands on the ball here tonight.
Again, it's Campbell. Campbell, shifty, moves, and he's in for 6.
3rd touchdown of the night for him.
Virtually untouched into the end zone. Campbell makes it 47-7. Whew. Sirens sounding here at Northmor, and these Golden Knights off to a good start here in 2024. Of course, stay tuned after the game. We'll have our post-game show brought to you by Ken and Matt Studer at Ken's Standing Scene. Final stats by Mizik Miller and company. And Bauer will attempt the extra point. Puts it up and through, 48-7 with 9:55 and counting here in this one. It's been all Northmor here in week number 1. We'll be back on WQEL and the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Jeff Roberts with you tonight. And the kickoff will go into the end zone for the touchback. Bauer doesn't give him a chance, and he hasn't offensively either.
No.
Bauer has been on fire tonight. Efficiency.
Right on the mark.
Yeah.
Right on the mark.
Efficiency right where you'd like to see it.
And I did wonder if, like,
especially on the deep ball.
For those kind of wondering, I mean, Upper's last touchdown put it in a situation where another score would have taken it off the running clock. I don't think that's what Coach Ambrose wanted. I think the reason I'm going to keep the starters out there, see if I can pour another touchdown on. Might see some backups coming now as probably teams might get, 2 possessions more in the game, but down 2 scores. That running clock's not going anywhere.
Upper runs Baldwin in late. They're going to shovel it out. Francis near side. Francis going to pick up a first down, get shoved into his sideline.
Good little run, though.
Good completion from Heilman to Francis.
Yep.
And these Upper receivers do a nice job blocking.
Yeah.
They size them up, stalk block them very well. But when you dig yourself into a hole like this, it's hard to dig it out.
Absolutely.
Quads left now. Heilman alone in the backfield. Martinez lone receiver to the right side. Single high safety. And he's going to sling it out. This time it's Lewis. Lewis catches a block, and Lewis across the 35, and he's got a gain of about 9.
Yep.
These short passes have been successful for the Rams.
And I do think it's going to be the type of thing that they'll look at later and say, all right, this might be our game plan, not just because this is what Northmor was giving us, but also I think it benefits their quarterback. I think Heilman's a little bit more, he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't have a huge arm, and I think making those shorter passes was something he's just been more comfortable with.
Trips or quads right this time. Martinez fell down, but he's able to get up, make the catch, and Martinez picks up the first down. They're going to keep the clock rolling here as he got out of bounds with 7:30 and counting.
Yep. Get himself 8 yards on that play.
And are they going to take a timeout? Looks like Upper will stop the clock with a timeout here. 7:24 to go in the ball game. 48-7 Northmor. We'll be back. Brought you. Oh, sorry. It was an injury timeout. It was number 12, Caden Vogel, was down on the upper sideline. I couldn't see him. So now they'll get reset. 1st and 10 for the Rams at the 45. Empty backfield again for Heilman. Calls for it, has it, and he's going to air it out. Near side, Martinez has this. Oh, but a great play by the defensive back. Getting a hand on it was number 5, Brady Carr.
That's how you play cornerback, my friends. I mean, when that play, that's probably his best deep thrown ball in the game. I mean, it had a nice spiral on it. Deep, really right on the mark, maybe slightly underthrown. But, could have got just a little more air on it, but ultimately not wobbly or whatever. But, Cox running step for step, able to reach out with that left arm, knock it down.
And the handoff goes to Lewis.
He's like, that didn't feel great.
He's taking some hits tonight.
Well,
goes down at the 47.
And Vance Johnson, the guy who just fell on him, is 295 pounds. So he's going to be like, that's the one I'll feel tomorrow.
Clock down to 6:20. Stay tuned after the game for the post-game show. And, of course, the Friday night phone board with Davy Jones. Out to the far side, it's Francis. Francis looking for the 40, goes down about the 41, but again, another first down for the Rams.
Yep, exactly. 12-yard pickup. And again, this is what I'm talking about. If you look at the way they're moving the ball around, that's Francis's 8th catch. Martinez has got 7. I mean, they're moving the ball and they're finding different guys to get the ball into their hands. Heilman now over 200 yards passing as well.
Martinez comes near side. He's joined by Cox and Francis. Heilman stands in the pistol, going to turn, fake the handoff and keep it. And people looking for somebody to block, and that play, Heilman kind of pointing to where he needed blockers, but
and they didn't see it.
No.
That was Heilman saw it was safety coming down, and he said, "That's the guy. That's the guy. That's the guy." And the receivers were standing there, not sure who he was pointing at.
They were sitting in stop routes waiting for a throw.
And if they were kind of on top of it, paying attention, and they would have gotten that block, he's going to get a first down on that play.
2nd and a short 5. Trips to the left side, tight end right. Heilman going to throw, has all sorts of time. Now he's going to step up, and he's got to run a lane, and he's got enough for a first down.
Yep.
Cox, who was lined up at a tight end spot, stayed into block and then released downfield when Heilman told him, and able to get enough. Down to 4:30 in the game. Upper going to set up now on 1st and 10. Heilman, Vogel behind him, wants to throw, has plenty of time. Heilman's going to run it again. Gets off 2 tacklers. I thought he lost the football there for a second.
Well, he was carrying it out way away from his body. Pretty dangerous, but able to hold on to it.
Scamper for a couple yards. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Actually, more like 2nd and 6. Or 2nd and 4, excuse me, gain of 6. We'll split them out, 2 on each side of Heilman this time. 48-7 here in week number 1. Northmor in control. A little bit of a high snap. Heilman looking short, throwing short to the left. Pass complete. I believe that was Justin Heilman on the reception.
Yep. Well, got Justin the Josh on that one. Another 4-yard pickup, but in first down.
And the Rams pick up another first. Now, they've been moving the ball pretty well, even into their final drive of the first half. It's just, it took them a little bit to figure out what was going to work.
That's what it was. It just, the game plan they came in with wasn't working, and now they're realizing, okay, this is what Northmor is willing to give us, so we'll play that way, and I think it works for Heilman too.
Shovel underneath to Martinez. Evades one defender in the backfield, driving his feet. He's inside the 10, pushing the pile, Martinez, and he will fall just inside the 10-yard line.
Shovel forward, so we'll call it the passing play, but, you know, again, more almost like just a handoff, you know, straight right in front of him.
Positive pickup and good second effort there by the Rams to get close to another first down. It'll be second and 2. Game clock at 2:20. Trips right. Second and short. That's Lewis in the backfield. He is going to stay in and block. Heilman wants to throw. Pumps. Pumps again. Now he's going to let it fly into the end zone. Almost intercepted.
Sure
that
did.
time, Connor Stockdale got a hand on it.
Yeah, that was a little too tight. That window, a little too tight. And again, there was a lot of black jerseys, not as many white ones. And he saw a receiver, and it was a good kind of heads-up play by the receiver. He realized my quarterback's in trouble. He tried to step up to kind of give him a little bit of assistance. Found a little bit of a hole, but it closed so fast, they were able to knock it down.
90 seconds to play here from Northmor. Rams looking at 3rd and 2. Golden Knights with a near perfect game. Gonna hand off Lewis. Misdirection. Lewis cutting back center of the field, and Lewis into the end zone. Number 22, the junior Ethan Lewis, finds Pater for the Rams. Their second score tonight.
Yep, his second score as well. So nice 10-yard touchdown for Ethan Lewis. Something to build on for Upper Sandusky. You got to feel good about that.
I'm not sure that this could be the final play.
Yeah, that may have been it with the running clock, so we'll see.
Kobe Vital Cheese, the extra point. Left footer puts it up and puts it through with a line drive, 48-14. Now they will actually stop the clock with 41 seconds to go, so Northmor will have it one more time before we conclude week number 1. We'll take a timeout. Be back on WQEL and the OH.
I'm Jack Swinger, and you're watching Golden Knight Football on OH Report.
Becker and I believe it is
Weiner, I think.
Weiner. Vital Cheese will tee it up from the 40 and send it deep.
Nope. Little squib.
Squib, and it's going to go. Oh, he saved it on the sideline.
Done. He tried.
No signal yet.
Ezekiel Baldwin barreling down that sideline, got a hand on it before it went out of bounds and pushed it back in. Just couldn't get a handle on it down
Northmor ball. But the clock is winding down to 15.
Yeah.
They won't have to snap it. That's going to do it here from Northmor. Your final score, the Golden Knights 48, and the Upper Sandusky Rams 14. The offense and the defense out on the field, but the Golden Knights have no intention of snapping it. And there we go. Triple zeros here from Northmor. Golden Knights start 1-0 at home. They defeat the Upper Sandusky Rams 48-14. Stay tuned. We got the post game coming up, and then it's the Friday night phone board with Davy Jones.
He's going to send a line drive down the field. It'll be fielded on the bounce. That is Schieffer. Schieffer finds a hole at the center. Schieffer turns on the burners. Schieffer could go. He's at the 50, 45. He's got one man to beat. Schieffer with the ball in his left hand. He's going to take it to the house. Whitford opens up the second half with the kick return touchdown.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today. The better way to service.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Show also brought to you by Ken's Standing Seam. We appreciate both those fine sponsors. All throughout the season. We have a final score here from Northmor. The Golden Knights get it done at home, 48-14, non-conference game to open it up against the Upper Sandusky Rams. And Northmor took the ball to start the game, Jeff, and they never looked back.
No, they sure didn't. I mean, this was a pretty darn impressive performance. And again, we knew that they were skilled, and we knew that they got a great quarterback, some great receivers, good linemen, good backs. But I think they were more impressive than even we thought they were going to be.
They return a couple All-Ohio, A.J. Bauer. He certainly lived up to the hype tonight, and you're going to let us know about those scores here in just a few, or those stats here in just a few minutes. But he was extremely efficient, chucking it all over the field. Had good support from his backfield, and they did what they wanted to this Upper Sandusky Ram team. They had a game plan, and it worked to a T. The Rams, on the other hand, it didn't work out so well. They struggled to get any continuity offensively early. They dug themselves into a hole, a couple timely penalties.
Yeah.
Some missed opportunities on some drop balls, and they just didn't find anything until that final drive of the first half. They drove it 80 yards, 14 plays, but came up with 0 points. And, when you start the second half with that running clock, it's just not a good
it's over. Like, at that point in time, the game's over, and the only thing you're doing is just kind of putting a wrap on, all right, what can we learn from the loss, and what can we, make better for next week? Ultimately, in the end, it just came down to the fact that, one team is super talented. The other team has talent but is still growing, and you could just kind of see the difference at this point in time. I don't think this is necessarily a death knell to anything for Upper Sandusky.
No.
It's game one, and they've got some skill and some talent, and I think they were really figuring it out as the game was going on. They had a much better second half. It'll be interesting to see how things move forward for them as the season goes on.
No doubt about that. And you're listening to the Ken Standing Seam post-game show. We're going to go ahead and step away. We'll break free of the OH Report. Stick with them. They'll have post-game interview with the MVP, and we'll have final stats and analysis when we come back.
I'm Nicholas Armez. You're watching Northmor football on the OH Report.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today. The better way to service.
Back now with our Morrow County Hospital MVP, A.J. Bauer, coming over a score of 49 to 14, 48 to 14. Massive win today in week one. Tell me, how are you feeling in this week one victory, bringing Morrow County, their first dub of the season?
It feels pretty good. Start off with a win at the beginning of the season. Get yourself a little confidence. Get yourself rolling. It feels good, though.
Now, being out here with your boys, tell me, how does it feel to be back out on the field? You're a senior this year, your last year. Tell me, as a senior, what do you got to put in for the rest of the season?
It was really fun to be back out there with my friends. We have 15 seniors, and I love them all, and they're all my friends, and I was really excited to be out there with them. We just got to keep working hard at practice and keep lifting and running and doing all the stuff that makes us better.
Now, statistically, you threw 321 yards and 3 touchdowns touchdown passes. You were throwing bombs from your side of the field into upper side of the field almost every single time the ball was snapped to you. Tell me how much momentum that brings to you and the team going into the rest of the season.
It brings a lot of momentum. It shows we can throw the deep ball, and I couldn't do it without my line blocking for me, give me enough time to throw it deep, and can't do it without my receivers running routes and catching the ball.
There you have it.
Now, we're going to wrap this up. We have a gift card for you.
Upper Sandusky Rams 48-14 is.
We're going to do shout-outs first. Go ahead and look into the camera and shout out anyone you would like.
I'd like to shout out my receivers, my line, my running back, my defense, and my coaches, Coach Hall and Carly Kent.
Now, in ending this off, we have a shirt for you, and we have a Baker's Pizza, an Old 30 gift card for you. So go use that up, man. Enjoy this win tonight. Get ready for next week, obviously. Big game next week. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
So just tune in to WBCO-WQEL. Call me a name.
I'm Jack Swinger, and you're watching Golden Knight football on OH.REPORT.
More than Crown. We are real people behind Crown of Dublin. Our service team is full of experts dedicated to providing your vehicle with care.
Using only premium parts and equipment, schedule an appointment with Crown CDJR today. The better way to service.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Back here at Northmor, we close out the night with Northmor. I mean, absolutely just taking over Upper Sandusky of a win of 48-14, almost just trampling them over in this Week 1 victory, bringing it back to Morrow County. Just to end off the night, we want to thank our sponsors. We want to thank Crown Dublin. We want to thank the Northmor Athletic Boosters, Morrow County Hospital, Andy Bauer of Edward Jones, Home and Kitchen Supply tonight that make this game possible. Also, we want to remind everyone that later tonight we'll be wanting you to tune in to the Friday Night Pigskin coming on around 11:30 tonight. Tune in for that. It's going to be fun, and we're going to have a good time out at the studio tonight. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. We hope to see you next week at our next set of football games next week, and we will see everyone later. Good night.